Hi, I'm Ryan Szymanski, curator for Battleship New Jersey Museum and Memorial. Today, we're in the starboard ram room of after steering. So this big gray column right here is the rudder post for the starboard rudder. You see this protrusion on this side, that is one of the hydraulic rams that pushes that rudder post to get it to turn one way or the other. There's another one on the opposite side. So if you want to turn the ship, you actuate one ram, the other one depresses, and that'll turn the whole rudder. That can't happen today because of this big pipe over my head and some other similar stops that the Navy installed when the ship was decommissioned. This keeps the rudders from moving in the tide or while the ship's being towed or anything like that. So, the purpose of today's video, I have long told that there are 4 different steering positions on Iowa-class battleships. You've got the primary con on the 08 level bridge. You've got the battle con in the armored conning tower on the 04 level. You've got central station on third deck at the head of Broadway, which only New Jersey has left. The other Iowas all seem to have lost in the 1980s. And then you've got after steering, where you can use the trick wheel to take over control of the ship from there. Recently, we found a 5th steering position. In the space just aft of after steering is this brass wheel that's still sharpied starboard on the side of it. You can see that this wheel goes to a shaft and goes to a worm gear here that is attached right into a planetary ring that goes around the rudder post. So it seems like you can manually steer from here even if both sets of electro-hydraulic motors that operate the steering rams are down. Now, this does not appear to be easy. If you look at the wheel, I'm not sure how well you can see it on the camera, but when you feel it, you can definitely feel that this brass wheel has been badly chewed up and there's serrations worn into it. Likewise, you can see that here on the shaft. So it seems like, and I'm assuming this was during drills, when they manually operated this, they couldn't simply turn the wheel and turn this whole multi-ton rudder. They had to put a pipe wrench on either the shaft or the wheel, or maybe both, and probably then a breaker bar onto the end of that to get it to turn at all. Now, this is not going to be able to maneuver the ship effectively in battle. It's not going to be a quick way of maneuvering, but it's yet another redundancy in the steering system for the Iowa-class battleships, and one that, even though I've been in this space a number of times, I had never seen until today. So that's a really cool additional find. One of my curator's tours noticed that there was gearing around the bottom of it. And I was like, well, I got no idea what that gear's into. Maybe there's, because there's also clips on it, like the turrets, to keep the thing from falling out the bottom of the ship. So I was like, yeah, I don't know, maybe it's something to keep it locked in place, and came around here and no, it's attached right to it. So very cool. Now, before we go any further, the question that I know I'm going to get after this is, well, would something like this have saved Bismarck? No. Now, the issue with Bismarck was her after steering position was flooded by the torpedo that damaged the rudders and jammed them. And whenever divers tried to go into that space, when they opened the door, there was so much water flooding from after steering into the next space forward that they could not make it through the doorway to come in and use any of the equipment. Yeah, so given a similar hit, New Jersey would have likely suffered a similar fate to Bismarck, and no amount of redundant steering positions could help. So my question for the day for you today is just how many redundancies are necessary? While Iowa-class battleships apparently have 5 places they can steer the ship from, this one isn't really usable in combat. After steering is the main redundancy. Central station gets removed from most of the Iowas. And the 08 primary con, as it's called, seems to have rarely been used. So really only the 04 con and after steering were really used or manned heavily throughout the ship's career, which seems to imply that 2 redundancies was enough even though 5 were built in. But what do you think is the ideal amount? There is a saying in the military that 1 is none and 2 is 1. So let us know in the comment section down below what you think. Battleship New Jersey receives operating support from the New Jersey Department of State, also from a number of other businesses and private individuals like yourselves. We really appreciate your support. There's a link in the description below if you'd like to continue donating to support the museum. You can also support us by liking, sharing, and subscribing so more people find out about us and our channel. Thanks for watching.